Hi, Craig Smith of the Home Education Foundation right here in Palmerston North, New Zealand. We've been talking about home education. I've been reviewing the 3 R's. I was just working on that last one, not the last one, but the middle one, writing. I've done reading. Talk about writing. And as I say, writing is not just penmanship, spelling, punctuation, grammar, but how to write a decent essay. Now, writing is the art of giving information out. So I would include under that public speaking. Now this is a wonderful thing to learn. 95% of the adult population would rather die than stand in front of a crowd of people and speak, either from written notes or extemporaneously. So if you can get your young child to be comfortable standing in front of the family, a friendly audience, reciting a poem, reciting a speech, or just reading from something they've written or a prepared text, if they get comfortable just standing in front of a crowd, seeing a sea of faces looking at them and being confident about doing that, they will have a skill that the vast majority of people never learn and never even want to learn. And yet it's so useful, it's so handy, and it's actually a lot of fun once you get reasonably confident at doing that. And so it's easy to do at home. Again, have them memorize Lincoln's Gettysburg Address or some such thing, or a poem, and stand in front of the family and just recite it. That's the easy way to start, and the family all applauds when they finish, and it's a wonderful experience for the child, and so they're not having a problem later on. I remember when I was doing my degree at Massey University here in Palmerston North, we had to do little seminars in front of the rest of the class. And my goodness, I did some very simple things that just destroyed the opposition. That is to say, I got top grade. I did something simple, such as I put on a tie and wore a sport jacket to stand in front of the group. And people couldn't believe it. Oh, look at this. He's all dressed up with a tie and a sport jacket. You call that dressed up? I guess it looked like a suit or something. Anyway, and in my overhead that I put on the overhead projector, I had just a few bold words rather than tiny writing that filled the whole page, which other people had done, and you put it up there and you can't read the thing, and everybody was struggling to read it. Well, mine, I had big bold words, and I would go through those bullet points one at a time, bang, 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 say what I had to say. Right, any questions at the end? And it just made a big bold approach, and it made an impression, and I got a good grade. One of the girls in the class came up to me later and said, "I hate you." Oh, why is that? Because now, she said, when I have to do my presentation, I'm going to have to go out and buy a skirt. She hadn't worn a skirt for years, apparently. Anyway, so she went out and had to buy hose and a skirt. And you know what? I talked to her later. When she did her presentation, she got a good grade. And she said, I felt good standing there. I knew I was well dressed. And she was. And that makes all the difference. If you know you're well dressed, you know you look good. That's part of your presentation. My goodness, it's a small thing to do, and yet it makes a big difference on your audience. I've done a lot of speaking before groups at conferences and things, and I have always basically followed the principle that it's very difficult to overdress, but it's very easy to underdress. You put on a tie and a sport jacket, basically a suit if you like. That's really, if you're a speaker in front of a group, that's not overdressed. That's the way you should look for a group. It shows respect for the people you're speaking to. So under the rubric of writing, I would include not just writing, keyboard skills too, of course. They got to learn how to type, but also speaking. So you want your children to learn how to speak in front of a group, to have that confidence and poise and know how to dress. Thank you.